Apologies again for the delay. This prescription won't cure you, but it will nourish your body and calm your mind.
Very well. The fate of a long-life species is inevitable, even with the best doctors.
You're Mara-struck? I don't see the symptoms in you at all. What with the incident on the Law Fu, I've treated a number of Mara-stricken patients recently. They all presented with signs of incoherence, delirium, or frightening physical mutations. You don't seem to have any of that.
I made a deal that allowed me to retain what life I had left in me. I may be sane, but one thing is certain. My mind is already at its limit. And yet, I still have many unfulfilled wishes and plenty of unfinished business.
I see. So you've learned to live with your illness. I can't help much with issues of the spirit, but the medical records do mention that calming the mind is a way to heal the body. If you're able to forget about the past, there might be a chance for your symptoms to regress.
Really? How unfortunate. My hatred overshadows my other emotions. I chose to hold on to it, to embrace it, and to use it to maintain my existence. All I have left are the sword in my hand and my hatred of the past. If I am without either of them, I would fall into an empty void. Thank you for your advice, Dragon Lady. Meeting you has provided more healing than any kind of medicine or remedy. By the way, among those you've treated in recent days, did you notice a person in bandages?
Bandages?
Eine Mumie?
That's a vague description, you know. I'm not sure. We get injured patients from all over the Xianzhou for treatment, and the number of injuries we see has skyrocketed since the Ambrosia Arbor crisis.
The person I'm inquiring about is tall, with a serious expression. He also carries a crude sword with him at all times. Have you seen someone like that, Dragon Lady?
Oh, yes! Someone came by today that matches that description. He must have suffered some kind of sword wound. He had a strong scent of blood, though from the way he behaved, it must have been fairly minor. He didn't even take the medicine I prescribed.
He's probably looking for a different kind of medicine. Well then, it would seem that everything is in place. Let's go meet our old friend. Take this man away. This does not involve him.
Yanqing.
And so, everyone is present. I never thought the High Cloud Quintet would be able to gather again in the same
Ach, das
place
ist das hohe
after hundreds of
Wolkenquintett.
years.
Aha.
If I remember correctly, the five of us made a promise here 7 centuries ago. We promised that no matter what happened, we would gather here together and share a drink. How sad that Scale Gorge waterscape remains empty while the world continues to turn. Some of us have been reborn, while others were denied death. Some have become criminals, while others can no longer fulfill their promises. And in the end, our friendship is no more. Soon, I will be shackled and tried. This will be the last you see of me. This is why I sent out the invitations before departing, hoping that everyone would be gathered here for my final farewell. Of 5 people, 3 must pay a price. Imbibitor Lunae, the chief culprit, chose to use the transmutation arcanum as a means of resurrection, begetting terrible transformation and great calamity in the process. He dishonored the name of the fallen. Ying Sing, the accomplice, arrogant and oblivious, used the flesh of the Abundance Emanator to assist Imbibitor Lunae in his evil. He fell, becoming an immortal abomination. As for Jing Liu, the sinner, she succumbed to Mara, slaughtered her people, and abandoned her oath. Now it is time we pay for what we have done. Dan Heng, you can never escape the shadow of Imbibitor Lunae. He is your origin, and his sins will accompany you in your path forward until you meet your eventual doom. Blade, what a fitting name. In the remainder of your infinite life, you will experience only murder and your own death, all the while pleading for a place to rest. This is the only way you are able to relinquish Ying Sing's regrets. And I will face the punishment of the Alliance and suffer an eternal punishment before paying an even worse price. That is the only way to keep the memory of the pain of the past from fading away. High Cloud Quintet, it is time to say goodbye. A wineless gathering, accompanied by only sadness and bitterness. What a depressing reunion. Jing Yuan, is it not time you sent me to the Shuling?
The laws of the Alliance cannot be subject to change. Unfortunately, your next stop will be the Yuche.
Was ist das schon
I
wieder?
reported
Yuche?
everything to the Marshal, and the Seer
Yuke.
strategist just so happened to take an interest in the case. They set up a Deca-light reflection barrier in hopes of meeting the two of you beforehand.
Jing Yuan, you haven't changed at all. Always trying to destroy the plans of others. But in the end, whether it be you, me, the Cloud Knights, or the generals of the Rainbow Arbiter, we are all just pawns in a game of the gods. I am sick and tired of treading on a predetermined path. No matter, I will deviate if you insist. But this does not change how things will end. Ultimately, I will stand on the side of victory.
then I shall see this gamble through.
Wait. Jingliu, before you leave, you still owe me my due.
I am inflicting more wounds on your body. There is nothing else I can do for you. The immortality that you possess is not something that can be dealt with so easily. I am sure Destiny's slave already told you that the swords of mortals are incapable of killing someone with the flesh of an emanator.
He did. But you still owe me the attempt.
I told you when I taught you the way of the sword. I am uninterested in drawing my blade against someone who does not long for life, who wants only to be slaughtered.
You will only draw against an opponent. Jingliu, allow me to repay you for your teachings.
Savor the moment. I will deliver you a brief moment of death.
So, da muss das ganze Team jetzt ausbaden, oder?
We were here once, 700 years ago. Laughing, sparring,
rote Klinge, was ist denn das für ein Teil?
thinking about the future. Their faces still linger before my eyes, like a bygone dream. I thought those joyful days would flow indefinitely before us, like a Xianzhou lifetime. Yet, dreams will eventually fade like clouds from the sky.
Was war das?
A
Meteorit.
familiar feeling. Almost as if we've returned to my first sword lesson.
Irgendwie ist er schon wieder gestorben, der Blade.
You used the sword Insing crafted, and pierced, sliced, and impaled me time and time again. The swordplay used to slay our enemies of old is still engraved on this despicable shell. All I can do is watch my flesh become severed, healed, and restored. It's as if they're saying, Why? Why did you and Imbibiter Lunae commit such an unforgivable sin? I know that you have no interest in my answer. Which is why I asked the question as you looked me straight in the eye. I've asked myself that same question infinite times, but was never able to find the answer. Why? Why is it that only the abominations can return time and time again? Why does someone like her have to be buried, burned to ash, and eventually forgotten? Why? In the end, you unleashed the final piercing blow and left both me and the sword in the withered grave. The miraculous thing is that in my brief moment of death, all the pain went away. Like when we drink to drown our sorrows.
Muss ich schon wieder neue Klamotten kaufen, weil ein Loch drin ist.
Imbibiter Lunae, what do you plan on doing next?
I haven't decided how I should confront all this, but I think I will continue my travels.
The Express won't be able to carry you forever. Your friends all have burdens of their own, just as we did back then. I did think about giving up on revenge and letting go of everything when I fled the Luofu years ago. However, as time passed, it became more and more clear. It was like an old friend that accompanied me every passing day, always nagging in my ear. The memories of what I did when I was Mara-struck are deeply rooted. Since I am unable to rid myself of them, I decided to face them head-on in the end. Maybe when I witness the fall of the abundance, you and Ying Sing will find true release. Goodbye, Imbibiter Lunae.
Goodbye.
Dan Heng, the General wants me to forget about everything I saw today. I understand. These disputes are far too complicated for me right now. Swordplay is a lot simpler. I have some close friends of my own in the Cloud Knights. Will we fall out the way you guys did? Goodbye for now, Dan Heng. I hope the next time we meet, it'll be under happier circumstances.
She couldn't do it with her sword either. She still couldn't do it. We have no choice but to continue the pursuit. This is the price the two of us must pay. Neither of us can end the other's life. Just give up. Elio's script still requires you to stay alive. For now. I don't mind prolonging my vengeance. It might be more interesting that way.
she's gone. All this must have seemed like a silly performance to someone newly reborn. But I am unable to prevent my old friends from taking sides against one another. Who you are is a question that only you can find the answer to. Even if the Preceptor's interference denied you a true rebirth. Yes. It has been a long day for you, Dan Heng.
Den leckeren Kaffee von Himiko. Wenig Kampf, viel erzählt und ich glaube, ich bin zwischendrin auch mal kurz eingenickt. Wir sagen wir jetzt nicht so super spannend und fesselnd und war ein bisschen traurig. Langatmig. Ah, muss wahrscheinlich auch mal sein. Yukong. Du hast da Schwanz rausgucken. Und du hast da Ohren. Fellohren. Auf dem Kopf. Nicht an der Seite. Auf dem Kopf. Hey Miko, wo ist der Kaffee?
Oh, back so soon?
Okay. Wir haben missionsmäßig irgendwie alles gemacht. Schon wieder. Ich kann morgen nochmal in den Simulator und es gibt ja auch immer tägliche Aufgaben. Gebogen, aber ungebrochen. Weiß nicht, gab es jetzt irgendwelche Belohnungen oder nicht? Oder habe ich was verpasst? Vielleicht gab es ja auch nur die 5. Das wäre ja sehr wenig. So, morgen machen wir die 14.000 voll, hoffentlich. Heute wäre ich beinahe irgendwie am Bossgegner gescheitert. Ja, so, dann würde ich sagen, naja. Wie war das so schön? Geld kann man immer gebrauchen. Brauchen wir auch immer. Das verbraucht sich dann schon. 79. Ja, dann mach mal. 7 Mal geht nicht.
Who's next? Disappear among a sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past. Disappear among a sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past. Disappear among a sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past.
Ich würde sagen, damit bin ich erstmal durch. Wichtig wird's. Wo wird's dann nochmal wichtig? Hier, das. Das ist wichtig, 35. Natürlich nicht mehr. Ja, ich würde sagen, wir sehen uns dann morgen wieder. Da geht's nochmal in den Simulator. Ja, was halt noch so ansteht. Bis dann.